guys, Chris here for GQ37. Welcome back to the channel. And again, it's been a while since I did a video on the Infinity. I've been busy moving the past couple months, packing up and moving things around to a different house. And I also put out a new project. Those of you that have been following the channel know that I'm a saxophonist. I play a neo soul, smooth jazz, and R&B. And I just dropped my latest project, West Coast Soul. It is available worldwide wherever you buy, download, or stream your music, from Apple Music to Pandora, Spotify, Amazon, Tidal, and everywhere in between. Thankful to my SiriusXM Watercolors family for picking it up. You can listen to my music on SiriusXM channel 66 as well. But if you're into neo-soul, soulful music, R&B, and especially featuring saxophone, check that out. So today I am showing the installation of, or upgrade of, my HID lights and my LED parking lights on my second gen FX, in this case my 2017 QX70. So I actually replaced the parking lights a while back, and there's definitely a color difference. Of course, they had the little yellowish non-LED bulb in there, and it just really fought with the OEM HIDs that were in there, and so I replaced those. But then, you know, 6000K is like pure white. It's bright white compared to around the 4300K or so that the OEM HID bulbs are. And so there was a color difference, so I decided to go ahead and match those. I got the Morimoto bulbs from Amazon. I'll put those in a link below. So I'm going to put timestamps in the description below if you want to jump right to the parking light install and then the HID install, depending on what you need, or both. They're right in the same vicinity of each other, but that way if you need one and not the other. So one caveat, this is kind of an alternative method for getting to your headlights. You can actually get to them from under the hood without having to take off bumpers or come from underneath the vehicle or take the wheel off and come through the wheel well. However, you know, it's not a direct line of sight. You have to kind of feel for it to see what you're doing. It's a lot harder to reach around and see exactly with a great line of sight. You can feel it well, but it's just one of those things. If you have really big hands, it may be difficult on the HID portion because it's really tight in there. And also, if you're just not comfortable not being able to see what you're doing, then you may want to do it the other way. But this is just an alternative for those of you that are comfortable doing it this way, or maybe have done it before, then, you know, on another vehicle, so you kind of know about where things are, but this is another way to get to it. So hopefully this is helpful to somebody watching. Alright, first things first, you'll notice I'm wearing gloves. That's not as important for taking this apart, but definitely for handling the bulbs. Any kind of bulb, you really don't want your oils from your hands and your skin to get on there. It'll make them burn out faster. Probably even standard light bulbs in your house, but especially HID bulbs, light bulbs for your car. Alright, so really what you're going to do is you're going to just, these things have kind of a hook. It's a rubbery hook, and it just slides, so it's kind of a pull and stretch method here. Pull forward, and it's just going to come off like that. Just be careful with it. You don't want to rip that hole by any means, but this is just a weather stripping. And then this one starts facing the other way. Once you get here, this way you pull this way, this one you kind of pull that way. All right, that's enough. And then this is held on by like a little button plastic fastener. It's the only one I think that is. Oh, there's another one there. And you should be able to just pull these straight up. This one's being tricky. I'm gonna need two hands. But it looks like this one right here, so you can see what you're dealing with right there. It's not one of those you have to take a screwdriver and pop the middle out. It's not that kind, as you can see. But I do want to be careful with it, so I'm going to put the camera down. There we go. So it just took a little bit more finesse, but nothing broken. All right, now right here, we're going to untuck that as well. There is another fastener right down here I'm going to go ahead and work on. That way I've got plenty of room and can pull this rubber out of the way. And I just do a kind of a back and forth, rocking it until it backs out. You don't want to just pull straight out. Sometimes that can break little teeth off or something like that. So again, just be gentle with it. There is another one down here, close to your windshield washer fluid right there. So we can kind of get this all out of the way. All right, there we go. You could technically get in there without doing all that, but I'm trying to show you as best I can, so I didn't want that in the way. So here is your headlight housing. Much easier to get to than on a G37, 370Z, 350Z, something like that, where you have to go in through the wheel well. You can actually get to the back of the headlights here. So the HID, or the headlight, you can see is the first one. It's the most inner. It is, I know lighting is bad, but it's right here. This is your housing. So you're going to unscrew that and take off the ballast, and then you'll be at the bulb. So if you're changing the little parking lights, like I did, it's really hard to show you in here. Now the blinker is this gray one here. Again, very, very tight, hard to show you. But this is the blinker, so the bulb you want is underneath it. You kind of have to feel for it, but it's this one right here that has this little hole in it. Right there, this plastic thing that my finger is touching, it's about as close as I can get to it with the camera. You're gonna twist that. Once you got a hold of it, once you find it with your fingers, you'll see if you wiggle it that it's rocking, so you'll know you got the right one. Then you're just gonna twist it, and you can see it will pull out. I've already replaced this one, but I wanted to show you how to get to it. All right, now I'm just gonna twist that the other way, lock it back in. Now we're gonna work on these HIDs. I got 6,000K to match the 6,000K parking lights that I had put in previously. That way they'll match. There is a color difference, as you can see. This definitely has a little bit more yellowish tint. Now again, what I'm gonna do is unscrew the back right here. It's moving slowly. There we go. All right, don't want to lose that, don't want to drop that down in there, so put that somewhere safe. And I feel the ballast. I just can't really see it, but usually they twist one way or the other. Up, it's going to be, if you're looking at it from this angle, it's going to be counterclockwise. And twisted that off. And it's unhooked. The tricky part is there's a little latch spring, and you squeeze them. This one will probably stay on, so I won't be able to show you. I can only feel for it. The ballast is connected to a wire, so I'm just going to set that down in there. It's not going anywhere. Don't panic if that falls, because it is connected. But what I'm trying to do now is, if you've seen these before, there's a little spring clamp that you squeeze it together and get it to release. It's very stiff, but the trickier part will probably be putting it back in, not being able to see, because I'm kind of doing this blind. But now I'm pulling out the bulb very carefully and trying to pay attention to how it went in. So in this case, the little rod is on the bottom. Some cars it's on the top, so you just want to take note of that, especially since you're not going to be able to see this. You're kind of doing it blind from this way. All right, so there it is. I'm going to go ahead and carefully put this away. You don't want to just chunk these in case something happens to your new bulb and it burns out prematurely for whatever reason. Another reason you want to go with a quality bulb like the Morimoto and not just get some $20 bulb off of Amazon or something. Those will work for a while, but they have a track record of burning out prematurely. You don't want to be doing this all the time. It's your headlights. So spend a little extra, get some quality bulbs that you're going to be able to see with for a long time. So anyway, I'm going to carefully pack this away and put in the new one. All right, and we're back. This is the Morimoto bulb. You see it has a blue rod. Remember, the rod was facing down when we went in, so we're going to do the same thing going back in and being very, very careful, as you cannot see, so you're doing this by touch. Normally it helps if you can see kind of look at the headlight from the front and see the bulb. But in this case, with these kind of lights, they have that big lens in the front and you can't do that. All right, now I did have that little spring. I wish I could show you, but it stays in the housing. That little lever spring I was telling you about, it's like a Y shape kind of. I had to lift that up with my fingers as I'm sliding this in. Otherwise, you're gonna be trying to go through it and you can't do that. Now I've got to pull that back down and lock this bulb into place. And just to show you this housing, and kind of that wire latch or clamp that I'm talking about, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. There it is. These two things right here. This is what you're going to have to squeeze to release the original bulb, and then you're going to have to slide. You're going to have to push those up out of the way to slide in the bulb. And there is, of course, the housing that you're going into. Alright, so everything is a lot harder when I'm holding a camera or trying to do it one hand. I'm trying to do it in a way that you can see. It's a lot easier if you can like pretty much stand on your head and look down in there, kind of as I'm doing with the phone. You can kind of see it as you're doing it, but I just can't show you that from with the phone in my hand. It's just too tight in here to show you exactly what I'm doing, so I'm trying to explain it to the best of my ability. So once you slide the bulb in, you're going to pull that metal clamp down, you squeeze it together, it kind of goes together in, and then as it goes to the bulb, it separates again and holds it in place. It'll make more sense as you're doing it to see what I'm talking about. It's back in. Now I'm going to put the back of the ballast on, and it came off counterclockwise, so I'm going to turn it clockwise, and then we'll test it out here. You can see the way it's shaped. It's almost shaped like a pentagon or a little house. For both the left and right, the pointed end if you want to visualize it as a house, the pointed end of the roof, the apex, is going to point outwards. So this is the passenger side. So it's going to point that way for both of them. Same thing on the driver's side. It's pointing the same way. It's actually harder to, but as you can see, so they're both going to point that way. All right, once it's locked in. So whether you come from the bottom or the top and twist it, the end result is they both point that way. If that helps when you're putting that back in. And you're putting it back together, don't forget to put your dust covers back on, and then just kind of put everything back, the weather stripping and all, in the reverse order. All right, so that one is in. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the headlights for the moment of truth and see that it works. And there we are. Now as the bulb warms up, the color should even out there. This is definitely a little bit more bluish tint. Now, the higher the numbers, this is 6,000K, but the higher the number, 8,000K, 10,000K, the bluer it is. But from what I understand, also, it's less visibility the bluer you get, the higher you get in numbers. So 6,000K is the best compromise, I think, for visibility and color. That's what a lot of cars are coming with nowadays. My wife's Mazda CX-9, I believe that's 6,000K as well from the factory. Those lights look great. You'll notice I just recently painted her wheels. The wheels were flaking off the gray metallic paint from the factory. My only complaint with her Mazda, that's it. It's the wheels just haven't held up. So I painted those for her. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Hopefully this is helpful to somebody out there that's wanting to change out their headlights and see how difficult it is. It really isn't. It's easy to get to, as you saw. It's just takes some finesse because you can't see very well what you're doing. You have to do a lot by touch with some surgical precision there. So just wanted to show you what is involved with that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.